wrestling channel started. It's a wrap.
Yo, what's good? Welcome back to Gridiron Iron Podcast. I am JB. Joining me as always, Devontae Forever. What's going on, man?
What up, Jay? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I know you happy. First in the AFC North, Steelers, man. Well, I guess they say the demise was greatly exaggerated. Is that what they say?
The game was the game was fresh out the 1970s. Is how I feel about that game, but that's normal Baltimore Pittsburgh. So no
Word. We'll get into it, man. As always, appreciate the love and support, man. Got some stuff to talk about. It wasn't a good week last week for me in terms of predictions. We also got a special guest, man. My man Saber is joining us. What's going on, bro?
What up, guys? How y'all doing tonight?
What's going on, man?
My mic good? Everything good?
Absolutely.
Right,
Saber joining us, recording artist extraordinaire, taking some time out, talk some ball with us. What's going on, bro?
I mean, I just like football, man. I'm chilling. How y'all doing?
We good.
Regular,
Yo, man. So as always, man, we're gonna kick this off real quick, man, with just based off what y'all thought about NFL Week 5, man. A lot of games. I feel like they're starting to get a little more clean in terms of the quality of football. But this is also the times where certain teams are starting to travel. I know your Bills had to go to London. Jacksonville has been over there for a few weeks now. I believe Baltimore and
Tennessee.
Houston, Baltimore and Titans, they go to London. I think the Chiefs and the Bills are going to, what is it, Germany? Like
something.
Obviously, so I'm gonna start with you, Saber. What's your thoughts on NFL Week 5, man?
I feel like any and any old thing happened this week, and I feel like it started off with the Cowboys going crazy on the Commanders, and then after I seen that, I was like, well, hopefully this ain't like a trend. But for me, it felt like a trend of which, like, I think the Titans lost to the Colts. Pittsburgh's getting a W over the Ravens.
Yep.
Houston, Texas is losing to the Falcons. So I just felt like the whole week was just like, all right, you thought all these teams were solidified good, and then like, all right, any team could win. And then I just felt like that's how it was this week.
No doubt. Yo, Devontae, what about you, man? What's your thoughts on NFL Week 5?
Oh, this is the best week of the year so far for me. Everything I said was dead right. I ain't miss a pick this at all this week. So like, Justin Fields outshows Daniel Jones. How surprising. Pittsburgh beats Baltimore. I don't know what it is about Lamar, but we be whooping on Lamar. I don't know why, but we just do. Only thing that shocked me that I had wrong was the Jags beating the Bills. I don't know what happened. That threw me way. I think the Bills was jet lagged or something. That threw me way off.
Man.
Other than that, it was a great week for me.
Yeah. It was not so great for me, man. We're gonna get into exactly why. We're gonna kick this off, man. Justin Fields, 282 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 40-20 win over the Commanders. Obviously, last week, Devontae, Saber, y'all were team Justin Fields. I said Daniel Jones, who was knocked out of the game, and then obviously he had a chance to come back in the game, but they held him out. Said he might not play this week. So, what's your thoughts on Justin Fields' performance against the Commanders?
I just thought he did what he could do. I feel like they got Chase Claypool up out of there and was like, all right, let's try to play some offense. I feel like Chase Claypool remind me of like Calvin Benjamin, just like big body, but don't try.
Yep.
But I think they got him up out of there and was like, let's see who want to be a wide receiver one. I think they found a guy, and we'll see what the future entails. But I thought that looked normal. That looked like normal, like, you know. So that's what I thought.
Actually, I like the Kelvin Benjamin like comp to Claypool. Both like you said, both big dudes and like should be dominating the league. You know what I mean?
But not.
Yeah,
Not at all.
right.
Gosh.
Well, at the end of the day, it's just not happening. Devontae,
Yeah.
I bring it to you. What's your thoughts on your boy Justin Fields and his performance? As I believe they got win number 1, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Win number 1. Do I look surprised? No, I don't. That's what Justin Fields normally look like. There's a reason why when everybody was saying how like when they came out that class that Trevor Lawrence was like head and shoulders above, nobody ever talks about how Justin Fields actually smacked the fire out of Clemson in the playoffs to get to the national championship. Like no, we don't talk about that. Justin Fields, first off, everybody always said he was a runner. He had 4 touchdowns in the pocket.
Yep.
We don't talk about. He did that throwing the ball. He barely had to run. DJ Moore showed that, like, for some reason, he has like lightning speed and he was just taking off. They just showed their presence. Honestly, that game was for the Bears was worth it. Why? Because look at everything they was going through. The coaching was absolute trash. They got robbed. What football team get robbed? Like they got robbed, and like all this stuff was happening, and Justin Fields showed that he can handle adversity and showed that he can win big games throwing the ball. Has Daniel Jones showed you that? Nope, not yet. So I'm right on the money. This is what I've been telling you for weeks. So like, Jay, I want to hear what you had to say more than me.
No, man, look, Justin Fields played very, very, very well. I'm not gonna take anything away from him. He stayed in the pocket. He didn't look scared. He looked like he knew where he was going. DJ Moore had a hell of a game himself. Yeah, man, Fields looked good. I ain't gonna lie, Fields good. I'm gonna push back a little on the fact that Jones never looked good. He looked good in the playoff game, like I said last week. But again, the fact that what Fields did, what he did, I'm great. And like to clarify, he said the Bears got robbed. They literally got like their stuff got stolen.
Robbed. Like they got robbed.
They got robbed. That's crazy for an NFL team. But yeah, man. Hopefully keep this going. I know like I know the Bears. I'm not gonna say the schedule is hard, but like I mean, if you look at the teams they're playing, you would think a lot of the teams they're playing this year is better than them, which is what we talked about last week. But let's get into the first game we're actually talking about this week. Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Steelers defeated the Ravens 17-10. Pickett 224 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson 38 attempts, 1 interception. Obviously, at the end of the game, that was crucial. Devontae, I'm actually going to start with you since you are the resident Steelers fan. What's your takeaways from the game and what is going on between this matchup between the Steelers and the Ravens?
Okay, so the best way I can describe it to you, honestly, the Steelers and the Ravens, I'm going to put this in wrestling terms. It's like Ric Flair versus Sting. They fight for, like, they probably going to fight to the day they die. Why are they always fighting? We don't know, okay? And, like, the one thing about the Steelers and the Ravens, it's always going to be some random game close by 6 points. No matter what both teams look like, it's always going to end in, like, 6-3. That's just how we play them tough. Honestly, if you really watch the game like your boy did, surely, this is probably the best Lamar I've ever seen throw the ball. His receivers are dog water. I'll be the first person to tell you. His receivers played like trash. Like they was dropping wide open touchdowns in the back of the end zone. And honestly, I was scared like that we was gonna get smacked. But like once I saw the Ravens only had like 7 at halftime, I knew we was gonna win the game. Because if anything, my offense can do anything is win close games. George Pickens is gonna be a star in this league. I don't see no reason why he can't be a star in this league. TJ Watt, once again, is the best defender in the world. It is a fact. It is not an opinion. It is a fact. Bro got 8 sacks in 5 games. Who does that?
He's on a tear. Without a doubt. Saber, I'm gonna kick it all over to you, bro. What's your thoughts on this game?
I'm spot on with that. It was rare to see. I know like some of the guys was dropping the ball, but it was rare to see Flowers drop the ball as much as he was dropping the ball. So I think they won by a score. Ravens is one of them teams where like you don't know. Like they come out, you don't know if they're gonna show if they good for all this money they paid on all these guys or if they not. They just being sweaties for no reason. And it's like they're one of them teams that just being sweaties for no reason. But yeah, no, Watt is that guy, and he know how to close. And Pickett, he stepped up to the plate easy. So, Steelers got something they could build on for some years now, and it's odd to see what's going on with the Ravens. That's about
Absolutely.
it.
Look, man, like I definitely agree with you, bro. I think the Ravens is that team where it's like every year when they talk about who could win the Super Bowl, their name always pops up. Like, look, health, if the health is good and they can go to Super Bowl and then the season starts, they can never stay healthy. They always got some crazy injuries, and they still can't get the receiving core there. Like,
they got an offense that just should be dropping, 24 a game
at least, yeah.
They struggle really hard, so it's tough.
And then the Steelers, the defense is there, obviously.
Steelers defense always been good, though.
You're right.
So once they offense click, it's over with, and they feel like Kenny Pickett, he's stepping into who he want to become. So
he just clutch, like
absolutely. Let's get to these comments, and then we'll get to this next game. Glenn Former is good. Popsy said, agree. Football is strange this year. Is it me or does D look like a young Coach Tomlin?
Hey, man, I ain't mad at that at all. I ain't mad at that at all.
Tomlin GOAT, so
right.
He said, "Come on, give the young gun his flowers." Fields balled out. No, he definitely did. He definitely balled out.
Just saying. Just saying.
Sharon, Pittsburgh Nation has invaded the chat. She said, "That's right, baby. I told y'all we would beat them damn Ravens."
Come on now.
You did. You called the last week. I don't know what it is about that Steelers Ravens matchup. I feel like Baltimore could go, let's say they can go 15-3, right? One of those losses is going to be the Pittsburgh. No matter how good the Ravens are, they always going to at least split with the Steelers. It's crazy. She also said Kenny Pickett audible that game-winning touchdown play.
Yep.
That's a big step. I feel like lately, a lot of these coaches in the NFL, everybody wants to be a play caller, right? Everybody wants to be the Andy Reid. So I feel like quarterbacks are actually audibling less, or they have that signature go-to play that they can audible to. So to see a young quarterback like that do that, now that's dope, man. That's dope. That Lamar pick, it kind of bothered me because I'm like, bro, you got that big contract, and I know the Steelers, they got ball hawks there. But I don't know, man. Like, he doesn't quite look the same to me.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
The Ravens are just stingy, bro. Like, that's the problem with the Ravens. Like, the Ravens are stingy. Like, no matter if they have cornerbacks who can play man-to-man coverage, they're gonna play man-to-man coverage no matter what. Right. In reality, in this league, you can't do that. Like, it's like the Giants. I watched the Giants game, and the Giants was playing man coverage against Tyreek Hill. And what do you think happened? Gone. For a touchdown.
Yeah,
like,
you can't do that.
You can't do that. Like,
yeah. Sharon also said TJ Watt's the best defensive player in the NFL. Miles who? Aaron who? Michael who? Shit. Look.
Get that out of here. Get all that out of here. Get all that out of here. Get all that out of here.
He nice. He nice for sure.
Yeah, he remind me of his brother, to be honest. It's just his, like, he can get out and play the flats a little better than JJ could, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like the motor is there, the talent is there. He's a monster. But we're not gonna act like Myles Garrett is trash and Aaron Donald, Michael Parsons. But now,
they're just not TJ right now. They're just
right now, he's running the game, man. But don't sleep on my guy Von Miller. We will be back.
Yeah, we'll see.
Be back. Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. That's a definitely we'll see for sure.
Pops also says Steelers offense is not scary. Without the drops, Ravens win, but both teams burn in hell. Obviously, Pops is a Bengals fan, so obviously he's like both teams can just be out.
They beat the Cardinals, and now he back. Now he back to his spirit. He got his spirits back up.
All right, we're gonna jump to this next game because I have a question about y'all in terms of a quarterback. The Raiders defeated the Packers 17-13. Jordan Love 3 picks after the first game of the year, had 4 touchdowns. He looked like he's going to take off. Then obviously lost to the Falcons, beat the Saints, which that defense has been giving quarterbacks problems all over the league. And then last few weeks hasn't looked too strong. So I'm going to start with you, Saber. How do you feel about Jordan Love? Do you feel like his growing pains? Because he's not a rookie, although this is his first year starting.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like his growing pains are a sign of a bigger problem?
I think he's a young guy and you just got to give him time.
Okay,
that's all I think. I think he's a young guy. I think like the Packers that's an organization where they fan base used to being good and the games is fun and high scoring games. You go from Favre to Aaron Rodgers, so like, and he's not that. He's not either of that. So I think we just gotta give him time and see. He need more help. He's gonna need more help with like running the ball and the receivers than it being the Rodgers Favre type archetype. So I think he's just young. You gotta give him time.
Absolutely. Devontae, same question to you. Is this concern for Love? Is this more growing pains.
One, it's definitely it's 100% growing pains, and two, bro, it ain't week one no more. When it's like
Yeah.
when they ain't got no tape on you at all, it's much easier to go out there and put in work because there ain't nobody know what you do. But
Right.
but once teams start to get more game film on you, the harder it gets. That's why at the end of the season, everybody's dog fighting for a win to try to
Yeah.
sneak into the playoffs and stuff like that. So like I'm not surprised at it at all. And one thing about the Packers, bro, they always hurt. Like Aaron Jones is in
Another
and out.
team. Yep.
Nice, in and
Yeah.
out. Their offensive line, really good when they play. So like the injury bug always gets them. So like I'm not surprised. I'm not in like fear for Jordan Love. They just gotta grow. They gotta gel.
Yeah.
So allow me to take this time to say I'm only concerned in the sense of it's not the fact that he's throwing picks. I think we kind of go overboard in the terms of if young guys throw a pick and we're like, whoa, like who, like to me, it's not that big of a deal, right? Like unless you're Super Bowl bound, like to me, it's not that big of a deal. I am concerned with the one pick he threw to Spillane because he literally threw the ball right to him, like as if they were playing catch. Like, you know what I mean? And the fact, look, the Raiders this year got 4 picks. Jordan Love threw 3 of them. Like the Raiders, for context, last year as a team for the entire season, the Raiders had 6 picks. You see what I'm saying? The Raiders are a team that when you throw it to them, they don't catch the ball. So like I am concerned from that standpoint, but I do have faith in Matt LaFleur, and I think that they'll get him going. As for the Raiders side of it, Raiders got talent. Like it's one of the things where like I watched the Raiders for all these years, and I could be like, okay, he's talented, and then they'll go to the playoffs, and then they'll fire the coach. Then they'll kind of hit the restart button. So one of the things that they did talk about was that Devontae Adams should be traded by the deadline, although the Raiders have said hell no. Do you think with the way the Raiders are kind of going nowhere fast, you know, Chandler Jones is gone now, and Josh McDaniels' era seems to be not working, should the Raiders think about moving Devontae Adams? I'm going to start with you, Devontae.
End of the year, not now, like not in the middle of the season. You do that, then if you don't blow it up in the middle of the year, you blow it up at the end of the year like a normal person. Why? Because free agency comes, draft picks, draft season comes. You don't make some catastrophic move like that in the middle of the season. That shows you have no confidence, no faith, and you're just gonna give up on the season. That's just,
did they trade him at all?
Yeah, I think you should trade him if you're gonna blow. You gave away Khalil Mack in the last 10 years. You gave away Amari Cooper in the last 10 years. You gave away Derek Carr. Antonio Brown didn't work out. Chandler Jones just didn't pan out at all. Bro, you give up all these players, you might as well at this point. Because if you're going to be trash for the next 5 to 10 years, kind of like you guys are predicting, to be honest, why pay somebody like top-notch, top-dollar receiver money when y'all gonna be like 1-17? And look what you're doing in his career. He getting older and older and older and older. You wasting your time. He gonna be requesting the trade by the end of the year. He gonna be requesting the trade by next season, guaranteed. If y'all just gonna say screw it and just try to trade him at the deadline.
He says he's not. He says he wants to finish his career there, but we know players say that and then goes elsewhere.
Lying.
Saber asked you, should the Raiders trade him right now? They're 2-3. Technically, they're 3rd in the division. They, the next 5 games are all against teams who have or under 500. So technically, it could look better when they get out of the bye. But should they trade Devontae Adams by the end of the year?
I'm a like a quality guy. So if he don't want to be there, then he got to go.
Right.
So if he thinking we ain't gonna win, we ain't this, and he not running routes how he catching the ball. Now he's a beast regardless. He's one of those guys who just plays. He a dog, so he just plays. So I'm not really talking about him playing like that. But if somebody don't want to be a part of the organization and they telling the media, I want to win, we ain't winning, they either got to win or they got to let him go where he gonna go. Now they just won, so it's iffy. But they just got to wait it out. I agree. They just got to wait it out to the end of the year.
It's tough with this particular one because Devontae Adams is type where it's like when they lose, he's mad. Like we saw him last year when they lost to the Chiefs, he pushed the guy and they had a whole legal situation. Last night, they're 2-3 now. They win. He's smiling, talking to the press. I mean, he's happy. So obviously for him, it's more of a win-loss thing, right?
Yeah.
But I'm curious because I'm like the Raiders, like Josh McDaniels, as bad as he is as a play caller, he's not stupid. You're going to have to give up multiple first-round picks for him. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to give him away for nothing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So who's that team out there that like obviously everybody could use a Devontae Adams, but who's the team?
Send him to the NFC, please, and thank you. Keep that out the AFC. Like Steelers and the Bills got enough problems. Keep that out the AFC, please.
Yeah. It's too many dogs in the AFC, man.
Send that to the NFC.
Yeah, he goes somewhere else.
I mean, technically, if they're looking to make moves, they could possibly ship him to the Bears. So that gives Fields a target, obviously. And then obviously the Bears might be sitting on the first and second pick in the draft.
Or Houston.
That'd be nasty.
Yeah. So let's get to these comments.
Anything but the Dolphins at this point.
Yeah, man. No more Dolphins.
No more Dolphins.
I'm gonna trade all that and still lost to us. God, Lee, man.
Sharon said, I was disappointed in Love. I had him beating Vegas, but I think he has all the talent to be great. Yeah, look, I like what I see from Love. It's just the result in this last game. Obviously, it's not ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Danny B. Sousa said, what's up, nephews? What's good? Oh. Sharon also said, like Saber said, just give him time and let him grow. Okay. Yep. All right. Pop said, what team does the guest like? Saber, let him know.
Oh God.
Come on, man. All them caps over there is Bills. You see the Buffalo right there. You see all the listen, man. Buffalo
Bills Mafia, man.
I'm
Bills Mafia.
Born and raised Buffalo. 1,000,000,000,000%.
Pops always said, why does Love get the benefit of the doubt, but Fields doesn't? That's a good point. Because
answer that question.
This time last year, people were killing Justin Fields. Now, granted, I was not one of them last year. My thing was basically I took the entire year and looked at it. But probably because it's Green Bay, so they kind of assume that they'll be fine. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like,
no, yep, that's the exact answer.
And the Bears, their organization is not good. So
it's garbage.
He also said that Raiders should trade the owner and the front office. I completely agree. I completely agree, man.
Them in Dallas.
Look, it kind of reminds me of the New York Knicks, right? Like until they sell the team, it ain't going nowhere. That's exactly how I feel. Yeah. Donnie Tsunami, what's good, man? Co-host of Past the Six podcast, the gaming podcast. We are live tonight at 9:05. He said, send him to Denver. Of course, he's a Broncos fan. So the Raiders trading Devontae Adams to Denver is on the list of things that will never, ever happen.
Ever.
Quit your fan base.
And Pop said, Saber is fired.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll be fired. Fire me.
Saber, obviously, we know as a recording artist, you travel. But your Buffalo Bills went to London to face the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't quite pan out, lost 25-20. The Bills obviously came out very slow in the game. Mm-hmm. Some were saying it's the travel. The Jaguars obviously stayed in London after they beat the Falcons. And there's been rumors that they might even move the franchise to London as they're about to get out of Jacksonville.
That's crazy.
So, Saber, I'm going to start with you, man, since you are the resident Buffalo Bills fan. Your takeaways from this game, man.
They came out flat. But I think for me as a fan, me having them on the pedestal that I have them on, I don't care if you're traveling, I don't care if you forgot your shoes, like go out there and play some football. What I will say is we realize how important Matt Milano is to that defense. Yes. And after he went down, you can kind of see like the team like not be the same. Yep. My biggest thing with the offense, because our offense is great. My biggest thing with the offense is when we need a spark, we'll do a shotgun run to James Cook. And that's not our love the dude. He getting better. Second, third year, whatever. You're good, shifty, whatever. But that's not our spark.
Sure.
Our play calling is kind of weird sometimes when we down. We don't ever really play down. So like when they play down, they be acting like we up still.
Yeah.
And we not. We need a spark, and we got we got great receivers and stuff like that. But that's my biggest takeaways. I think like it's 16 games in the year. Granted, you go on, there's gonna be more, but this ain't a terrible loss. And Jacksonville has always been like one of them teams that just would come in and beat us.
Yeah,
like they'll just come in and beat us. They have beat us in the playoffs. They beat us like a year after that. We just gonna beat y'all today. I don't know what it is. Maybe it might be that Ravens, blah, 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 where they feel like, no, we got to beat the Bills. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not a Jaguar, but they definitely come in and beat us. No excuses about the traveling or anything like that. I think if you get paid to play this game, you better show up and show out
Right.
regardless. But yeah, hopefully Milano can be okay. But it is. We did get there's no Greg Rousseau.
Yep.
We lost Trey White.
Yep.
Milano goes down. But the defense still look good. Look good. They look decent. I always mispronounce his name, but Espinaza.
Yep.
He looked good. Like he looked really good. So we got it. Von Miller gonna come back. We're gonna be straight. I think if the Bills score 30 like they supposed to, they shouldn't lose no games.
Sure.
Because our defense not gonna give up 30. So and we didn't do that. So it is what it is. And goddamn Stephon Diggs crying on the sideline all the time. Like he a dog, but then we give you that. So like we lost by 5 points, so that's one score. We give you that. He finally gave you that jump ball, that mano-a-mano jump ball, and you didn't come down with it. So now, do we cry on the sideline or do we keep giving you the jump ball? I would still probably give him the jump ball, but like, bro, you've been begging for that. He's been begging for that. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, one play here, one play there. London,
close
Jaguars,
game, yeah.
I'm not sweating it too hard. They'll be better.
Devontae, I asked you. Obviously, Jacksonville needed the win. They got out to not to start. Their offense looked very stagnant to start the year, and although some of the damage was done after Milano went down, who was definitely an all-pro backer. What's your thoughts on the Jaguar side, man? Like, do you think they're starting to get into what they can become? Because regardless of where they play, this is a big win. Obviously, to beat the Bills, one of the better teams in the league, not just the conference. What's your thoughts on the Jaguar side of it?
I think the Jaguars are going to be very up and down. I think they're very matchup based. I think they're one of the teams where it's like if they match up well with you, they're probably going to beat you. If they're not matched up well with you, it's gonna look ugly for them. Like
sure.
I think, I like their offense. I like Calvin Ridley. I like the way they use ETN and so. I like their offense. But Zay Jones, Christian Kirk. I like their offense, but their defense, besides Josh Allen, who's absolutely underrated in this league.
Yeah,
he's very nice. Like
he's a dog. He's a dog.
Nobody talk about him. But besides him, I'm not really besides him, Devin Lloyd in the middle, you're not really like concerned about somebody. Besides Josh Allen, you're not looking at nobody on that defense. You're like, all right, we gotta watch him in the back.
Right.
We gotta watch him in the D-back area. We gotta watch him. You don't really worry about the Jaguars that way. And I think the thing about the Jaguars that shocked me was that they only gave up 20 points to the Bills. Yeah. That's threw me off, way off. I was like, you only throw. And I thought if the Jaguars had won this game, I thought it'd been like 44 to like 35 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was gonna be like a high scoring back-to-back game. I couldn't believe that the Jaguars only got 20 points.
I think this might sound funny, but I think Josh Allen on the Jaguars just be like, nah, I'm the Josh Allen. Yeah. And I really think because he always turn up against us. So I think, I don't know, he might be playing with a chip on his shoulder or something, but it always feels like that. But on the Jaguar side of things, I will say ETN looked great and their wide receivers look great. Ridley always been a dog to me too, though. And it looked like Lawrence is not bad. So they give him some time. He's going to complete those passes. So like 25 points, like I said, we'll live with that. But 20 points on offense kind of can't live with that. So we just got to get better.
Right. Look, man, I think the Jaguars, like both of y'all said, the talent is there. Obviously, Dougie P is second year coaching them. I'm not saying they're Super Bowl bound or anything like that, but I didn't like the start, like against the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs defense is better than what it's been in the past, but to not score a touchdown there had me worried. The close game with the Colts, that South is like really close right now. Like every team's within one game. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's kind of like the shock because a lot of people said that might have been the worst division in the whole league, and now it's like the tightest race. So but yeah, as for the Bills, I am concerned about the injuries. I'm not concerned about the team itself. Milano's a dog, man. Like he's a dog, and like again, I'm not sure if he's out for the year. I don't know if they announced that yet. But I hope not, because seeing him play, man, like it's ridiculous. He was off to a hell of a start. Was about to be back-to-back all-pro. You know what I mean? Him and Fred Warner, they both got out to that great start again. Like those probably going to be the two backers again. And
I can't believe they let go Tremaine Edmonds. No, I can't believe they let go Tremaine. That hurts.
I could, because Bernard comes in and he plays like how Milano plays, where like he around the ball, he flying around, he over here, he over there. Edmonds made me so mad that he was that big and just was like once we match up and you got Kelsey, man, that should mean he should be excited, like, oh
Right.
man, Kelsey ain't blah blah, but it's that we still gotta depend on Milano, and he not even half the size as you, but he have better coverage backer and yada yada. So I'm actually really happy that they got rid of him. I hope he does well. I don't wish no harm, I hope he does well. But seeing Milano and Bernard play, like how basically they ain't Fred Warner, because that moment he crazy.
Oh my god,
they playing
like get to that game.
they playing like mini Fred Warners where they around the ball, they getting picks. Like Bernard came in and sack, fumble, strip. So like you love to see that. Like that's where the linebackers is going. It's got to be those faster guys that can be around the ball and make plays all the time.
Absolutely. Let's get to these comments. Pop said Jags win was a good win for them. With the way the AFC is this year, that conference loss could hurt the Bills later in the year.
Yeah, for sure.
The AFC is locked right now. It's locked up. Like technically,
it's gonna be a rough wild card this year.
No, it's gonna be really tough.
Right. Like it might be the most important to win your division than ever before.
Yeah.
Because even the Chiefs, I think right now they technically have the best record. Them in Miami with only one loss.
Yeah.
But the Chargers aren't like, yes, they lost the first 3 games, but we know the offense is there. If they can ever get that defense going, and I know they're coming off a bye and they got Dallas next week. So that could be crazy in the West. So very curious on how that works out this year. And Sharon said sunshine is overrated. Oh, we're not doing that. We can't do that yet. Like Lawrence,
he's too young. He's too young yet. He's too young to be called overrated.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to get back to this thing where we kind of let quarterbacks mature and develop. You know what I mean? Like he came in, got thrown to the wolves. Okay, it didn't quite work out. He's in year 3 now. Year 3 or 4. Is it year 4 or 3 for him?
2020 season. He came in 2020.
So year 3.
2021.
Yeah. So this is 3rd season. Let's see how it goes, man. Like we all can't be Patrick Mahomes, right? Like he sits for 1 year, then he comes in, goes to the AFC Championship, and never looks back. Like we all can't be that, and we all don't got an Andy Reid to kind of take you there. You know what I'm saying? Like gotta mature.
Sure.
Gotta mature. She said no, he's not. All right, let's go. The next game. So the Saints beat the Patriots 34-0, man. Look, I think the Saints, I have them winning the South, even though Tampa does look improved. The Saints defense has been giving offenses fits all year long. But the Patriots, man, obviously we know Brady's long gone now. Bill Belichick is still there. The defense, it doesn't quite look what it was. I'm sure to Sabres' delight. That the Patriots. But look, man, are we seeing the end of an era in New England where, like, look, the Patriots, we don't ever see them get shut out, right? We don't ever see the Patriots get stomped like this. And it's the second time this has happened this year. So I'm going to start with you, Saber. Is this the end of an era in New England? Is it time to move on for Coach Belichick as a GM, and because he also is the GM of the Patriots and coach?
I mean, it's looking like it. It's looking like an end of an era right here. So it's like, they remind me of like Green Bay, where like the fan base is so used to winning and being great and all this all the time. So it's I don't know. I said last week, Bill's got it on lock for the next, couple of the next decade or so like that. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, he's a great coach.
Yeah.
I just think they don't have the pieces. Like that team is not. They can't piece together 7 points, let alone a win. Right. So I think they got a lot of work to do. I think he's the type of person who don't like losing, so he'll probably go somewhere else and let somebody else lose. I feel like he that type of person. Like, all right, somebody else be the face of losing. I don't think. But that's all I got for that, really.
Devontae, end of an era in New England.
Nah, I think for me, honestly, I think what Robert Kraft should do is just tell him, like, look, bro, you're only doing one thing. I think he can't be the GM anymore. I think he can be a great head coach. He can definitely coach. He can get people ready to play. But as a GM, since Tom Brady has left, the talent he has put around the Patriots has been hot trash. Hot trash. And it's because he's so used to having Tom Brady, who is a star and who knows how to make people play better. He was getting away with getting low-tier receivers. Like, nobody would, like, Damian did. Every player you look at the Patriots, when they went somewhere else, they was trash. Went to the Patriots, they was nice. Why?
Jackson just had to go back to the Patriots. And the Chargers.
Exactly. Like, and it's the same thing with the offense. Like, I'm sorry, Kendrick Bourne ain't burning nobody in this damn league. Like,
Right.
none of Juju. I love Juju, former Steeler. Ain't nobody scared of Juju.
Right.
Like, there's so many. They got a lot of players, but nobody is afraid of any of these players on this team because they don't have a star who's throwing the ball to worry about. There is no key. You have no keys to read on the Patriots offense. There is nobody out there like, oh, we got to watch him. You don't think that about nobody on the entire 11.
Right.
Everybody in this league got at least one person you got to worry about.
So all the fast guys went to goddamn Miami. Everybody fast went to South Beach.
They got a 4x1 team out there.
They got a track team, man. That's just crazy.
Look, man. I'm starting to wonder. Remember how we always say all you need is Belichick, Brady, and they'll find a way to at least get to the AFC championship, right? Mm-hmm. I'm starting to wonder if it was more Brady in a sense, because like you said, we always said, oh, Brady's better than Peyton because Peyton had Marvin Harrison, Hall of Famer, right? And this and that, and Breeze had this and that. But I'm like, now I'm starting to wonder, why is that all Brady had outside of when he had Moss? You know what I mean? Gronk. If you go back and look at who Belichick, as when he became like the GM and started drafting, it's like both of y'all said, these players are only seen to be good in his system. Now, it's smart to draft players who will fit into your system. But I'm starting to wonder about the quality. Like we said, when the Chargers signed J.C. Jackson to that big deal, everyone's like, yo, they got a ball hawk. He led the league in picks and everything was good. And like, my man hasn't done anything since. He actually played his best game in the last year. This past game, despite you know what I mean? Like, and I'm starting to wonder if it's like, how much did Brady like hold it down in New England? Because like, look, Mac Jones, he was never going to be Tom Brady, right? It was kind of an unfair thing to put him in. But damn, man, like I can't figure out who's worse, Belichick without Brady or Josh McDaniels without Brady, because they both don't look good when Tom Brady is not the quarterback. That's what's kind of weird right now, you know.
Yeah, that's a little like it's unfair because I feel even as a Bills fan, like Brady was so like he's the GOAT. Like he's so lethal. He's so good. If you was open, he was throwing it to you. Right. So he knew like he one of them like Michael Jordan competitor. Like I'm not losing. I'm not losing y'all. So like that's you can't recreate that. That's never coming back. So it's like I say, I agree with you. It's tough to put Mac Jones in that situation because he's not that. He's not going to make Juju Smith-Schuster crazy. But Tom Brady would have.
Right, you're right.
Juju be eating right now. He'd be going crazy. He'd be like, "How is he open?" I don't know. But
let me ask y'all: if y'all were Bill Belichick, we're talking about a 6-time champion. Obviously, as soon as he's done coaching, walk right into the Hall of Fame, right? Do you want to sit through another rebuild after what you've been through for the past 20 years?
No.
Would you sit through a rebuild?
No.
I say no. But then again, like I said, if he does have that, because I feel like I'm a competitor, right? Like Jason, you know this. Like me and you, we will go at it about Uno, right?
Right,
so,
right.
It feels like if he has that competitor thing in him, where it's like, all right, well, I don't want my last season to be a losing season, number one, and all these people talking about what I can't do what without Brady. He might sit through that. He might go another 3-5 years and see like, no, I could pull pieces and make this guy look like this and list that, but it's not looking good for him. So
yeah, because like, look, man, like I think the Saints have kind of played down these first 5. I think they're a really good team. I think Carr's he's not the best, but I think he's good for what the Saints got. They got weapons around them. Yeah. I think they're going to be a good team, playoff team. But 34-0 is something we're not used to seeing the Patriots. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's tough.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's
like even if they're not good on offense, the Patriots always usually good on defense.
Right, like
they usually got somebody. So it's. Yeah.
They did go to the playoffs with Mac Jones, like that for his rookie year. They went to the playoffs. Now, granted, we knew they were going to lose to Buffalo. We knew that, but they got to the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm starting to wonder, like, what the hell is going on there?
Yeah, we'll see, man.
Without a doubt, let's get to these comments. Sharon said, "What I am saying is just that they threw him to the wolves with unrealistic expectations that he was going to be top 5 immediately. That's why I say he's overrated. Obviously, we're talking about Trevor Lawrence."
Right.
No.
So in that case, I guess sure, because I wouldn't put him top five yet. But again, I'm not part of that said, like, you know what I mean, he's going to be top 5 the day he walks in. I do think he's good, though. I do think he is.
He was definitely a little bit overhyped for sure.
Yeah. Like, look, same thing with Burrow, and Joe Burrow is great, but he's not doing what he did at LSU. You know what I mean? Like, we kind of gotta relax when we judge these guys.
All
right.
I kind of disagree with that because Burrow, he a dog, man.
Burrow tore his ACL, came back, and was top 2. It was like top 5 in the league. Like
no. Yeah. Joe is top 5. But what I'm saying is, like, people were saying if you get a squad around him, he's going to dominate the NFL. The NFL is a different level. That college season he has one of the best of all time. He can't walk into the league and do. Who's my guy from USC right now? Williams. Like
Caleb Williams.
As good as he is in the league, you know what I mean? When you get to the league, like that's why I think the best thing for Patrick Mahomes, besides obviously he has Andy Reid, was to sit that year. You know what I mean? Because you kind of get to learn. Whereas, like, I get what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Lucky. Pop said, Belichick should not be GM. End of an era. The era has been over. With the demise of New England in the rise of the Bills, Dolphins, and Jets, the reigns of the Pats is over.
Yeah. We'll see about the Jets, but I agree with everything else. We'll see about the Jets.
Do you think the Jets right now are better than the Patriots? I know the Patriots beat them a few weeks ago, but do you think they're a better football team than?
Yeah, probably for heads or tails. Because like that's just really asking me. Mac Jones and Zach Wilson. I'm really
with Rodgers. Like, are they a better football team?
1 million. Okay. 1 million percent.
I'm gonna say even without Rodgers because they got some dogs on defense, and I think if you could play defense, man, Wilson, you ain't got to go out there and be Brady, man. Just get it to Garrett Wilson a couple times. Get it. Breece Hall's a dog. So they play defense, man. They're gonna find the end zone a little bit. They're way better than the Patriots, in my opinion. But I'm like,
I completely agree.
I look at the AFC East, and I live there, so
I completely agree. Milton Maloney, what's good, bro? He said 5-0. We go. Eagles fly, Eagles fly. What up, guys? God. Look, man. So obviously, I picked Philly to come second in that division, which hurts right now because we're about to talk about this Dallas game. The NFC East as a whole doesn't look quite as good as I thought they would. You know what I mean? Yeah. Dallas obviously just got stomped. And the Eagles, they're 5-0, so I'm not taking anything away from them. They are tied for the best record in the league. At the same time, it's like they keep getting like start, stop. They can't, and other than the, as they're calling it, the tush push, it's like that's become more of a fail safe than like a, you know what I mean? It's like they literally play to it now. They run the ball first, second, and third down to get to that 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, and then they run that play, which is kind of unstoppable. What's your thoughts on Philly, real quick, so far?
I think their secondary is kind of like they got their moments where they flash high. They're not as nearly as locked down as they were last year. And like, there's definitely holes in it. Like, I think out of like watching them play against the Rams was impressive, but the Rams are starting to scare me a little bit. I ain't gonna front because like that Puka, whatever that dude's name is, that dude is nice. Like, his route, and then Cooper Kupp coming back. Bro, Cooper Kupp is just different. Like, Cooper Kupp is just completely different. Like, his route running is insane to me. So like, I think they had a tough matchup this week. But I do think the Eagles definitely still have enough to where it's like they ain't gonna lose to no slouch teams. Like, only team I can see them honestly getting like cooked by maybe is the Niners.
Okay.
The Niners are gonna obviously still. I think the Niners. That's why in my playoff prediction I had Eagles and Niners, because if you look at like their teams in the NFC, those are the only 2 teams I can see who can beat each other.
Okay.
Besides like normal NFC East crap.
I agree with that. My thoughts on the Eagles. I mean. My thoughts on the Eagles don't really matter because I'm telling y'all it's Bills Niners Super Bowl. So I feel like they good, but for me, I feel like they don't even win if Purdy don't get hurt last year. I feel like Niners should have won last year. So I feel like the Niners is just that damn good in the NFC. I don't see any team like stopping them anytime soon. They're young and they fly around, and man, it's actually amazing to watch that team play. It's like it's real fun. So
I got you.
But the Eagles decent.
Pop said with Belichick, even coaches have to be hungry to be successful. I don't see it in his eyes. Basically saying like the fire died out, basically.
Got 6 rings.
Interesting. Said there's no love lost after Patriots.
True.
Fact.
True. Oh
Fact.
God.
Or the Tuck rule was some bullshit. So fuck the Patriots.
Facts. After Patriots.
Belichick is still the best until he's not, but he seems defeated already. He looks different. He kind of looked like, because he's always had that stoic look. He kind of looks like now, like, man, it's some bullshit.
Right.
Like he just knows he don't got the guy. He just knows he doesn't got the guy.
Yeah.
All right, and Levante, what's good, bro? He said Dallas exactly who I thought they were, frauds every year. Let's get right into it, y'all. Last week I said the Dallas Cowboys is going to beat the San Francisco 49ers. And for the first time, I can honestly say I was wrong. 49ers beat the Cowboys 42-10. As I'm pouring a drink right now because I'm gonna need it. Look, man, 49ers look like machines out there. Let me pull out some game footage, man. Yo, it's hurt. Dak Prescott. Let's see the first pick. Tip pass, okay. You know, sometimes in the league, we're like, okay, tip pass. The ball placement there was horrible. Let's get to the next one. This is the first one that made me go, oh, hell no. Tried to throw deep to, I believe that's Turpin.
Thank you.
And literally threw basically a punt, right?
Yeah.
Threw a punt when he tried to hit the receiver. This is the worst pick of the year right here. He drops back, right to him. Telegraphed the throw. Look.
That's called staring one target down the entire time.
Literally.
Yeah.
The 49ers don't need help to win football games, and Dak Prescott gave them all the help they could. So, Devontae, I'm going to start with you, man. Obviously, I was completely wrong. You both picked the Niners. Saber even so far said that the Niners would beat the Cowboys 40-7, and it was 42-10. So, spot on. So, Devontae, to the man of the hour, who obviously accurately predicted the damn score. Takeaways from this game, Devontae.
All right. The best way I can sum up this game is there was a Jason, you would know this very well. There is a old promo by The Rock, and The Rock was talking to Billy Gunn, and he was impersonating Billy Gunn, and he was just like, "Oh Rock, oh dear God, how do I go against the Great One?" And the Rock's like, "Well, Gene, but my name is Billy. It does not matter what you think," and that's exactly what happened to the Cowboys. It did not matter. Dallas is Dallas. I told you, in big games, when it matters the most, they lose. They are frauds. They have always been frauds. Why have they been frauds? Because you put Dak Prescott in a big market. He's not a top 10 quarterback. He's just in a big market. You put Mac Jones in the same spot. Mac Jones is going to be looked at as top 10 every time they win a game because he's in the biggest market in football. The Cowboys are always on television. Why? Because they're known as America's team. He's just okay. He is not top 10. He's just all right. And because he's all right, what else is the offense? Okay. They got rid of Zeke because they swore Zeke was the problem. Look at their offense now.
Mm-hmm.
They got CeeDee Lamb, who's pretty good. They don't even throw him the ball. And he about to ask for a contract. They really even give him the ball. Their offense is hot garbage. Absolutely hot garbage. I kind of feel bad for their defense because yes, they lost Trayvon Diggs. Mike Parsons is nice, and Van Der Esch is all right. Like they got pieces on defense, but they're on the field all the time. And this is exactly what happens when your offense is hot trash. And it's not the Cowboys' offensive line. It's Dak Prescott clearly just catching the ball and going like this,
just
throwing the ball, pick every time. It's their running backs who have Tony Pollard, who you're not scared of, who's also a very terrible pass blocker. It is all of these things bundled up in one. And most importantly, does it surprise you? Should it surprise you? No. Why shouldn't it surprise you? Because it's the Dallas Cowboys. This is what they do. When they play good teams, they lose. They lose badly, especially when they're on live television.
Saber, I come to you as you literally predicted not only 49ers victory, you predicted they will hung 40 on them while holding the Cowboys to at least one touchdown. Take it away, bro. What made you pick that score, and what made you think? And what was your takeaway from this game?
Shit, man, I'm about to start betting. No, I'm just playing. I can't gamble, but like for me, I feel like I said, like I just previously said, I feel like the 49ers are playing like they knew they should have been in the Super Bowl last year, and I feel like they're the only team right now Like in the AFC, I agree with you what you said last year. Like you don't know, blah blah blah. I feel like everybody's good. Anybody could come out win, yada yada. But in the NFC, the 49ers are playing like, yo, y'all, this is y'all must think this is sweet. We were supposed to have a ring. We were supposed to do, and I feel like they playing like that. They playing like the best football right now. And I didn't see he cool. I don't want him on my team, but I don't see him scoring more than 2 touchdowns on that defense. So that's why I gave you 1 score. And then I clearly see 49ers, they can score anytime they want, whenever they want. So yeah, it's going to be 40-7 for a lot of teams for the Niners, I feel like.
So obviously we saw the Niners obliterate the Steelers. We saw them obliterate the Rams, even though the Rams kind of made it a game to start with. You know what I mean? That's probably the closest game. And the Cardinals obviously made a second half comeback to make it respectable. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing, so I thought the Dallas, to be honest, and Devontae knows, and y'all both know how I feel about Dallas. It's like the Raiders. Let's be honest. Dallas and the Raiders, like Dallas has more talent now, don't get me wrong, but like they're kind of like the same franchise. As far as they go, they're going to take 4 steps back, right? I thought Dallas would have a grudge because of basically being knocked out the last 2 times. The way that game was played was like San Francisco had the grudge. Like we're tired of hearing about these dudes. You know what I mean? Like everybody keeps saying Dallas and the Niners, Dallas and the Niners, Dallas and the Niners. Here we go again. And Niners was like, yo, them dudes is not on our level. You know what I mean? Like say when we was in college, Meek Mill had that song Levels, right? Like, like you know what I mean? Like, yeah, literally, like that's what the Niners proved on Sunday night. It was like, yo, we are on a certain level. Yeah. Even though the games were close in the playoffs, Dallas is not on that level. Yeah. And like I said, it's really at this point is Philadelphia and San Francisco, man. So obviously I was completely wrong. I thought I wasn't too hype on the all offense to begin with. I thought if you're going to get rid of Zeke, I was okay with that, but it was more about get another power back in there, right? Because Pollard, he runs well between the tackles, right? Not when you play a real defense, right? Like,
so the thing is, Pollard is a dog. Pollard's a dog. That can't make reads. So as long as he cannot make reads, that offense not going nowhere. Because if you just throw it to a guy in triple coverage, you're not helping yourself. So I'm not a believer in Dak.
Nope, me neither.
Ezekiel could have gone. They could have brought in whoever. They could have brought me in that running back. I don't care. But if your quarterback can't make reads, it's over.
Right. Like, bro, like just looking at these picks, like the first one, okay, fine. Good play, tipped up in the air. This one, bro, the game is still within reach right now. And you basically throw a punt, right? And so, like, some people will say, okay, it was 3rd down anyway, fine. This one right here, though, bro, what the hell is that? Bro, these are the backups. Yeah. That's not Fred Warner. That's not Greenlaw. Those are the backups.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He playing like he betted on the game and it was going to be 7-4. Like, I don't know.
Bro, I don't know. I think Hardwick right now could go beat that team. They fit perfectly in the Empire 8. You can line up Ithaca. You can line up Ithaca. You can line up Portland. You can line up Alfred. You can line up all them Empire 8 schools.
Oh, about that. Crazy on I don't know. Dak, he needs some work. I was never a big believer in him. I think when they were at their best, that's when like Zeke was like at his prime and at their best. Like I said, I agree. I feel bad for the defense because the defense not terrible.
Yeah,
defense ain't terrible, but Parsons he got to go somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. He's too good.
Let me ask y'all this. Obviously, it seems like, of course, injuries can change it. Yeah. Philly and San Francisco on a collision course, right? But I do ask, if there's any team in the NFC that can upset this team in the playoffs? I know it's grim, right? So obviously, if there's one team that can knock them out of the playoffs before, let's say, they even get to Philly, who would that team in the NFC be right now and why? I'll start with you, Devontae.
You're talking about knocking out the Niners, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we're not talking Philly.
Like, who would come the closest is what I'm saying.
I think the team that would come the closest maybe would probably surprisingly would be the Rams with the Cooper Cup in the game as well. Only because it spreads out. Their star players are spread out to where it's like you're not worried about, like, they're kind of like Basically, what I'm saying is you take Cooper Kupp versus their secondary is a mismatch. And it's like and there's very little flaws in the Niners defense. And that's the closest thing you're going to get to a flaw is Cooper Kupp.
Right.
Cooper Kupp versus their defense is probably like the best you're going to get from any other team that's not the Philadelphia Eagles.
Gotcha.
On there. So like I would with him and the other guy who's eating right now. And then Aaron Donald is still Aaron Donald.
Sure.
He ain't the best player in the league no more because, best defender in the league no more because that's TJ Watt. But he's definitely still Aaron Donald. Like, like he's a game wrecker. So like if I had to pick somebody that's not the Eagles, maybe the Rams. And also because it's the division and that's always tough.
Yeah.
Saber.
I agree with the Rams trillion percent. I think like the biggest thing, and it's so funny that this is his nickname, Mr. Irrelevant. But the biggest thing is that he's not making bad reads and he's not throwing picks. Right. So we don't know how he's going to respond once he starts. But like right now, I don't know if his head big or if he's actually this good. We can't tell yet. Right. So we don't know what's going to happen once he starts throwing some picks or once he starts feeling like maybe he's not that good or blah, blah, blah. But like I said, man, they're so good. He probably going to be like, man, I could throw a pick. My defense going to get the ball back. So we don't know. It's a tough. I would agree with the Rams. I'll say the Rams for sure. So
what you just said right there about how we haven't really seen Purdy in harm's way, and shout out to the running game, McCaffrey and them. Shout out to the coaching. Obviously, Brock Purdy has played with a lead. He's played without a lead literally once so far his entire NFL career, which is insane. And that was the NFC Championship when Philly went down and scored. Right. Yeah. So the team I'd actually pick, believe it or not, would be the Saints, and that's only because their secondary is ball hawks, right? Yeah. So and they could tackle. The secondary will come up and tackle. Where I'm worried about is the Saints offense versus that Niners defense. Yeah. That's why I wouldn't say they'll beat them, but I think because the Saints actually have a defense that can give Purdy problems in terms of the reads and stuff, because their secondary is all veterans. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Honey Badger and Lattimore's one of the best
corners in
the league. Alante has come up big. So like obviously their secondary is very good. But obviously on the flip side, and then Alvin Kamara is a problem. Obviously, Olave is good, and if for some reason Carr is like the type, he's a type of guy. Put him against the Niners, he'll play well, right? But then put him against the Bears on a Monday night, all of a sudden it's like, what the hell happened to Derek Carr? He
plays to like the matchup.
Yeah, like
he'll play down for no reason.
Like I'm not saying the Saints could beat the Niners, but I think you gotta find a way to put Brock Purdy in some type of, you know what I mean? And they got a pass rush, and the secondary is very good. Other than that, look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think Philly can beat them. To be honest, like
it's tough.
Like I think real tough. I can make the case the Saints might have a better shot than Philly. But the Niners so far, man, they kind of starting to look like that Seahawk team from a 13. They was just smacking dudes in the mouth, man.
Just everybody's good. Like Kittle's good. Debo Samuel can go in motion, and then he'll run through 8 people, and then Ayuk will burn you and be open, and then McCaffrey can catch out the backfield and or take a handoff. It's tough.
I don't see it. Tough.
Their offense is built for the quarterback not to be the main person,
right?
I do character.
They can run Wildcat. They can run Wildcat with CMC and just be straight. They don't need a quarterback.
If you really look at like Brock Purdy's throws, he's making dumb easy throws because everybody's wide open because there's so much on the offense you got to worry about.
Yeah, right. I agree.
Right. All right. Comments. Levante Homer said he was flustered. He's average at best. I hate the Cowboys. Y'all just as bad as us. Shit sprayed with perfume. Bro, obviously, Levante's a Giants fan, so obviously
all facts.
The NFC East, it's
all facts.
But Sharon said Dallas will improve. That's my prediction. However, the Niners are just them. So
that's true.
Yeah. So I do think. Look, do I think Dallas?
I don't see them.
I don't see that either.
Yeah, I don't really see that.
Okay.
We'll see. Like I said,
they'll beat the black teams.
I typed it last week. I said they're gonna lose 47, and I said they frauds. Like they're frauds. It's America's team, and you get hyped, and you this and that, and then on Sunday night, and man, them the Cowboys, man.
Yo, Jay, you know what the Cowboys are like? The Cowboys are like where you're like, you know what, Saber, you'll appreciate this. It's like, yo, you know what, I got this fire song. You record it, and you in the wrong BPM the entire time. They're all off beat. You're like, yo, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Pop said there's a lot of football left. Don't crown a champion yet, as in Niners. The Cowboys haven't scared anyone all year. The defense is real, but offensively they're horrible. Dak is the problem. They have a weak receiving core. Also, McCarthy should not be calling plays. Agreed. Saints or Rams can beat the Niners, remember, on any given Sunday. Look, we've seen teams be down. Devontae, I'm sorry to say this, but remember when Pittsburgh ran up against Jacksonville, right? Everybody thought Roethlisberger, Tomlin, Belichick, New England, they about to meet in the AFC Championship. And Blake Bortles obviously went in and knocked them out, right?
Yeah. I almost quit being a fan.
But I will say, though, there are certain teams that look dominant from go. The Chiefs in 2019 remind me of that. Hell, the Rams, when they knocked out the Bucs and won the Super Bowl, when they beat Cincinnati, looked promising.
Seattle 2013.
Seattle 2013. I know they lost, but the Panthers in 2015, when they went to the Super Bowl,
that team
certain teams do look, you know what I mean, where they kind of make that run in there. So, but yeah, man. But yo, that's all we got for this show, man. Appreciate y'all. Saber, appreciate you coming. Check out the show. Let them know where they can find you in your music and everything.
Man, you can find me anywhere. This ain't about me. This is about my man Jason. So I'm gonna keep it at that. You know what I'm saying? I love being on here. You know, go Bills. You already know what's going on.
Devontae, let them know where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, you can find me at Devontae Forever and everything, especially if you like Steelers stuff. I talk that all the time. Jay, thank you for having me again. You already know.
As always, y'all, then we'll be back next week. Talk about week 6. We got some big games, man.
I'm coming back on the show.
No doubt. We got Thursday night. Thursday night, we got Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Broncos. Then we got obviously Baltimore and Tennessee in London. And Sunday night football, we got a game that I'm kind of like on, but we got the New York Giants heading to Buffalo to probably get slaughtered. And then Monday night football might be the best game of the week. We got Dallas heading to the Chargers, coming off the bye. Real quick, Devontae, Dallas at the Chargers, who you got? Both teams can't get out of their own way.
Ew, this game is nasty. This is disgusting. I guess I'm gonna go Cowboys because I like their defense better.
Okay.
Chargers have the most overrated defense on the planet, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Dallas, I guess.
Saber.
I'm gonna go Chargers 30-21.
All right.
I'll say Herbert will go on the fourth quarter drive to win it.
I'm rolling with the Chargers in this one. I just think the offense is too good, even though I know the defense is bad. So I do expect the Cowboys to put up at least 21, but I think the Chargers, they got to do something, right?
I'm just not a Brandon Staley guy.
I know, I do. Yeah. No, I get it. But yo, we'll catch y'all next week. Saber, appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Stopping through. Welcome back anytime. We out. Peace.
All right, peace.
Peace.